if you have any questions on weight loss, I would love to. I would love to talk to you about it. You ask me any questions. I'll tell you what's up with me and kind of how I got this channel started. I just started this channel a couple days ago, and I've already got a couple hundred subscribers. But on November 1st, I weighed 250 pounds, which is about 120 kilograms. And I am 5'11" or 181 centimeters tall. So that's about, 65 pounds, maybe, 28 kilograms overweight. And I was just, oh my God, I was having trouble moving around. I wasn't feeling good. My energy levels were low. Going up and down the stairs was getting me winded. I was starting to not fit in my double XL shirts. It was just a joke. And the jeans I was wearing, I had to lay down on my back on my bed, flat so I could, button them. And it was a royal pain in my butt. So I finally just decided, hey, I'm going to take charge. And I kind of gave it a half effort for the first day. And I started out at 250 pounds. And I just stopped eating crap. I didn't eat any more ice cream. I was going, and Peter can tell you, I was going to Dairy Queen and getting 2 or 3 large blizzards every week. I mean, God, enough calories there to power a small city. And, and I was drinking Cokes with sugar, and I was going to fast food places and stuff. Well, I just stopped that. I really didn't go on a diet per se. I just cut out all the real crappy foods. And by December 1st, 30 days later, I'd lost 5 pounds. I didn't do any additional exercise. I didn't do anything really. All I did was just started eating a little better, just cutting out the insane stuff. Not really eating healthy, but just eating not stupidly, So on December 1st is when I said, okay, any mental change? Well, we'll get to that in a second. That's a good question. That's a very good question. I'll answer you in just a minute. If I forget to, remind me, and I'll answer it. So December 1st, I decided, I'm going to get serious about this, and I know how to lose weight. I had lost, 50 pounds before. So, I kind of know what I'm doing, and I've gone on diets several times in my life. But the problem is I was gaining the weight back, and this time, before we went into COVID, I weighed 191. And again, I started this at 250. So I'd gained 59 pounds back. So anyway, I started counting the calories, and I really went at it aggressively. And I haven't cheated once. It's now, January 6th or January 7th, where Peter is. So since the beginning of December, thanks for tempting me, Peter, with those ice cream cones. That's really nice. I've lost, in total now, almost 22 and a half pounds. So any mental changes, when you eat healthier, you get more vitamins, you get the right kind of vitamins to your brain. I'm sure that's happening. But where I'm starting to feel better is my attitude, because I see a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, Nick, you weighed, you've lost 130 pounds in the last year and change. And right now, at only 22 pounds down, I feel lighter. I mean, not a whole lot lighter, but I can tell when I'm going up the stairs. This shirt is getting a little bit of room to it. And, 7-8 weeks ago, it was tight, and it's a double XL. And, so I'm feeling better about myself. And I really love it when I can call up my friends and say, hey, I lost another half a pound today. And it just puts you in a better frame of mind. I don't know if I'm, I think everybody now and then goes through some battles with depression when things don't go their way. And, when you weigh too much, you don't attract the opposite sex. It's hard to get around. It's hard to bend over and pick stuff up. And the older you get, the worse it gets. And now I feel like, okay, I haven't cheated once. I cheated a couple times in November, but since December 1st, I haven't cheated once. I haven't added sugar to anything. I haven't had any fatty foods per se. If I have, it's just been very small amounts, but I've stuck within my 1,500 calories. So I think it's more of an attitude change. I think I'm a little happier now because I've got some hope. And my goal is to get down to 185 this time, down from 250. When I was 191 and got down to, I think I got, yeah, I had started at around 240 and got down to 191. I lost 49, almost 50 pounds then. You know, I know I can do it, and just knowing that I'm going to hit my goals and feeling confident in that makes me feel really happy, makes me feel good. So what I have done is I've kind of figured out, okay, now how much weight do I need to lose and how long is it going to take me? And I've figured out my goal is to be at 190 pounds or 185 pounds. So that's down 65 pounds in by May 15th. So if you've got January, February, March, April, and then half of May, that's 4.5. And then I've already spent a month at it, going seriously at it. That's 5.5 months. And, I'm looking to do that, which is, about, it's about losing weight at 11, 12 pounds a month. But I know I can do it, and I feel good about it. So here's a good topic to talk about. The most important thing about losing weight is to have a goal and to have a plan on top of everything else that you may need. You need to know what you want to weigh and why. And so, the first thing to figure out is, why do you want to lose weight? If you really don't want to lose weight, going on a diet isn't going to do a damn bit of good, because you'll stick with it a few days and then, your friends will invite you out to a party, or there'll be free food somewhere. You'll be passing McDonald's and being hungry, and boom, you'll blow it. So you got to want to lose weight. So sit down and ask yourself, why am I looking to lose weight? Do I want to meet a woman? If you're a man, if you're a woman, it's the other way around. Do I want to be healthier? Do I want to live longer? Do I want to fit in certain clothes? Do I have an event? Do I have a high school reunion or something, something like that? For me, it's health. That's, the big deal. The older I get, I look around and I go, there aren't fat old people walking around. They're all dead. They're either have a stroke or a heart attack, or, heart disease, or, they have some problem and poof, they're gone. The other thing is dementia and Alzheimer's, and people that are overweight and eat a real crappy diet. That is, that's a leading cause, or they believe one of the leading causes of dementia and Alzheimer's. So for me, it's health, it's longevity, it's being able to live a better quality of life as I get older. So you got to figure out why you want to lose weight. And once you figure out why you want to lose weight, it'll help you figure out to how much weight you really should lose. So figure out what you need to lose. Let's say it's, 100 and let's say you're 250 pounds. So, I don't believe any one single source online. My deal would be, I would find some credible sources such as the Mayo Clinic or the Rochester, what's that? Anyways, accredited hospitals and hospitals that know what they're talking about, and credible websites, MD Online, things like that. And look and put in your age and put in your height and your sex and your level of activity, etc. And it should tell you, what you ought to weigh. So for me, it says I had to weigh 178 pounds, but I know that's too small for me. For me, I felt okay. I felt pretty good at 190, 185. I would have been, I think, right spot on. Maybe 180 at the absolute least. So, okay, so I want to be 185. So that means I got to lose 65 pounds. So here's the formula. Okay, 1 pound of human fat contains 3,500 calories of energy. 3,500 calories. So you have to be at a deficit of 3,500 calories for every pound you want to lose. So there's a ton of programs online that you can Google up that will tell you what your resting calorie burn is. It'll say, okay, so what's your level of activity? Sedentary, I don't do crap. Lightly active, mildly active, fairly active, extremely active. And you factor that in, then you factor in your height, your weight, your sex, and your age, and it'll tell you how many calories you burn a day. So let's just say, for example, that I burn 2,500 calories a day. Let's say I figure that out, and a good diet for someone my size and age is about 1,500 calories a day. So 1,500 away from 2,500 that I burn each day would be 1,000 calorie deficit. So I'm burning 1,000 calories a day more than I'm bringing in. So how many days in the week are there? Well, there's 7. So 7 times that 1,000 is 7,000 calories divided by the 3,500 calories per pound of fat. That's 2 pounds. That's 2 pounds I will lose a week. So if I have no physical activity above what I normally do, and I eat 1,500 calories, I'm going to lose 8 pounds a month. Now, when you first get started, you lose a bit more because, you got a whole bunch of poop in your intestine that's going to come out when you start dieting because you're going to be eating healthy. You're going to lose some water weight as you eat healthy. You eat less sodium, and you're going to lose a couple extra pounds. So, you can, at the base, if you don't exercise at all, you can pretty much count if you have 1,000 calorie deficit a day, you're going to lose 8 pounds a month. So how do we speed that up? Well, you got to increase your metabolism, and exercising is a big important part of that. Now, there's a bunch of ways to increase your metabolism. But, a lot of people think, oh, if I just go out and exercise, I'm going to lose a lot of weight. Well, here's something that a lot of people don't realize. 80% of losing weight is what you put in your mouth, not exercise. 20% of losing weight is exercise. So by a factor of 4 to 1, what you eat is a lot more important than what you're doing, as far as exercise goes. But if you want to exercise, you're going to increase your calorie burn and your metabolism. And instead of 2 pounds a week, you very easily lose 3 pounds a week. And believe me, when you're waiting and you're anxious to lose that weight, and you go from 8 pounds a week to 12 pounds a week, that's a 50% increase. That's pretty stout. That's very stout. I would like to be there. I've done that pretty much the first 2 months, and I want to keep that up. I've got an exercise bike that I'm going to start riding. So once you eat food, it's gone. Simple, but it helps me. Yeah, that comes down to portion control. Eat that amount of food that you have, and be done with it, and don't keep a bunch of crappy food around in the house. That temptation to eat crap is for me, it's horrible. When I start a new diet, it's always the same way. If I have a 2-liter bottle of Coke in the fridge and a thing of Pop-Tarts, I don't really like Pop-Tarts, but I don't know, let's say I got something sweet and sugary laying around. I'm always hesitant to throw them out because they cost money, and I might need those, I might eat them later, or a big jar of mayonnaise. Well, if you're sticking to your diet, you're not eating the mayonnaise, you're not eating the, drinking the soda and stuff. So what is it doing? So, I'll find somebody if it's a brand new big bottle of soda to give it to. If it's open, you just got to throw that stuff away. Or what you can do is work it into your diet. You really, within reason, you don't care what you eat on your diet as long as you're sticking to 1,500 calories a day. So if you're going to sneak in a tablespoon of mayonnaise a day on a sandwich, that's 120 calories. If you use light mayonnaise, it's half that. It's got all the flavor, and you're much better off. You can eat more food. I see we've got a 4th person join us here. Hey, 4th person. do me a huge favor. We're just getting started. This is my first ever live stream on this channel. And I would love it if you would give this video a like and if you'd subscribe. This channel is on losing weight. And I've gotten pretty good at losing weight. I'm down 20-something pounds in a little over 2 months. And I've learned quite a lot about it. And my goal is to help other people lose weight. And for you guys to come on a regular basis and check on me and to see how much I've lost. I want people to keep me accountable. So that would be really cool if whoever is number 4 on this stream, if you would subscribe, that would be huge. I mean, I would love, absolutely to end up with 500 subscribers, so I can get monetized and maybe use a little money to go out and buy some stuff to give away, or buy some stuff to help the channel, or buy some little things that help with dieting to show them to you. So anyhow, we lost number 4. We're down to number 3. As some of the other lives, we got 3 million people in the house, yeah, or 1,000. So we got 3,000 people here. But I really hope, maybe I can go on here and check. Can anybody tell me, did I get another subscriber? Let's go on to my channel here and see what we got. Oh, that's the wrong channel. Dang it. Oh well. I'm on the wrong thing here. Let me see if I can find out how many subscribers I have now. We're going to go on to YouTube. I'm now on YouTube on my iPad. It says there's 3 in chat. I'm at 221 subscribers, so I have not gotten an additional a subscriber. Person number 4 bailed on us. So are you still there, Mr. Discovering Thailand? Are you still there, Mr. Nicholas Green? Ask me some sort of question. Anything smart, goofy, crazy. Peter, nothing too crazy. Something I can answer. See, I got all sorts of notes here to talk about. Brilliant stuff. I should have probably waited to have this live stream at 2 in the morning, because that's when all the wackos were on, and would have probably gotten a bit more traffic at the time. Mental change, eyes glued to the screen. That's my boy, Peter. That's my boy. Hey, there aren't any of you out there besides Peter, myself, and Nick. But if there were, you should subscribe to Discovering Thailand. If you ever were interested in going to Thailand, specifically the northern part of the country, Peter has got a channel, and he travels all around by motor scooter and shows off a lot of the country. It's really pretty cool. And then Nicholas, he has got a lot of years of outdoor exploits under his belt, camping, fishing, trapping, all sorts of stuff. Feel free to mention what else your channel is about, Nick. Outdoor living. I don't know if you remember, you're probably too young, Nick, but if you go onto eBay and see if you can find the Foxfire books. Foxfire was like a survival guide. And there was like 7 volumes of it, and you can buy them on eBay for just a couple dollars a piece. The Foxfire books are amazing. And if you can get those on a CD or download them on Kindle, every sort of survival technique, how to build a log cabin, how to homestead, how to make beer, how to distill whiskey, how to do, do it. Get them, if you've got Kindle, if you're part of Prime, you may already be able to get those for free, but they're really inexpensive. And I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. After we get off the live stream, Nick, I will call you and get your address, and I will send you. I will send you a Foxfire 1 free of charge. I will send you a used copy, and you can check it out. If I can find one, that is, on eBay. I'm sure there'd be plenty of them, but I'll find one and have it sent to you. I'm sure it'll ship out media mail, so It'll take a while, but yeah, that'd be really interesting reading. Plus, it'll give you a lot of ideas for your channel too. Definitely will. So, Discovering Thailand says, healthy place to eat and diet this Thai food. Yes. Yes. Thailand, they eat a lot of lean food there, a lot of chicken, a lot of fish. The pork isn't so lean, but the fish and the chicken are. And they eat an awful lot of vegetables. The problem with the Thai diet is two things. They cook in oil that is often not healthy. Hey, Lula Wang Vlog Herrera, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're not subscribed, please do. I think you already are. Yes, they are generally thin people. A lot of that's genetic. A lot of it is diet. But the Thais, especially Thai males, they smoke an awful lot. They drink an awful lot. They're thin, but they're not the heart healthiest group in the world. Of course, they are more because they're thin, but they cook with palm oils, which are not healthy. And they eat a low-fat diet other ways that maybe that offsets it. That palm oils don't make a difference, but the palm oils are a problem. And then all the rice, that's a white. It's not a highly processed food, but the white rice that we eat is not as good as wild rice or brown rice. It doesn't have as much fiber, and a couple of the things when you're dieting to be successful. Hey, Ajak, how's it going? Good to see you here on the live stream. Very good to see you. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So you want to avoid foods that are white, and by that I don't mean eggs, but refined sugar you want to avoid. You want to avoid refined flour. You want to avoid potatoes, not completely, but that pure starch is not good for you. You want to avoid white bread, white tortillas. Go for whole wheat bread, go for corn tortillas, go for wild rice, go for brown rice. Instead of sugar, some people have a lot of problems with artificial sweeteners like aspartame or, I think Splenda is all natural, but, you want to avoid things that are white with the exception of eggs, dairy. Milk is good in the fact there's a lot of calcium, a lot of vitamin D, a lot of vitamin A, but the problem is it's got a lot of fat in it. So if you drink skim milk or very low fat milk, you're doing okay. But that white milk's got an awful lot of fat in it. Not good stuff. So we had a couple of people come in here. We're back down to 3. Let's see. Do we get any? Do we have any subscribblers tonight? No, we got 7 thumbs up. But that's really it. So do we have anybody still from the Philippines on here? Let's check and see. Anybody besides Nick and Peter and myself? Anybody, in case you're stopping by, my name is Tripp. And the name of the channel is Weight Loss Wins. And it wins at basically everything. It wins at making you healthier. It wins at making you more attractive. It just helps you win in life, gives you more energy when you weigh less. It makes you healthy. You're not going to need as many, your knees aren't going to go bad as quick. You're not going to get dementia as fast or for sure. You're going to, life just gets a lot easier when you're thin. And for those of you who've been overweight most of your life, you may not realize that, but I tell you, try losing weight. And the thinner you get, the better you'll feel. Definitely, for sure. But we like the taste of sugar, salt, milk, so diets need to still taste good, right? Yes, that is a very, very good point. So here's a problem with dieting. Most people dump their diets for a few reasons. First off, they get on some wacky diet that's either really expensive, really complicated, or if it's cheap and simple, it's got no variety. So So what do? It's really important to have variety in your diet, to have a whole bunch of different things to eat. You don't want to get, I've dieted before and said, okay, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to have, and I go down to the store and I buy 10 different varieties of lean cuisine, frozen microwave dinners. And the first couple of days, I'll have different microwave dinners. I might have a piece of fruit, have a Diet Coke, but uh, 3 or 4 days into it, God, I'm already bored. So what you want to do is, and I'm gonna change. I'm gonna look over here on how to lose weight on point 4, and made some notes here prior. Have a diet you can stick with, and the first thing is variety. Get a whole bunch of stuff, and you can't just fill your freezer full of stuff. But I've got like flavored rice cakes. I've got all sorts of vegetables now, 3 or 4 different types of fruits. I've got little 100-calorie packs of almonds, cashews. I've got Skinny Pop popcorn. I've got little 100-calorie packs of cookies, 100-calorie packs of raisins. So you got a whole bunch of different flavors. Then there are several mainstay dishes that I have. I may have a couple varieties of lean cuisines. I buy a lot of already made sandwiches from the grocery store, which have about 440 calories in it. And I take hummus, which is very low in calories, and I will take and get flavored hummus, like roasted red pepper hummus. And I'll put 2 tablespoons of it on that sandwich instead of mayonnaise or light mayonnaise or butter or cheese or what have you. And it's very flavorful, and it's, 1/4 to 1/4 of the calories of everything else. And it adds flavor to it. Well, within the hummus, there's garlic flavored hummus. There's roasted red pepper. There's sriracha hummus. And then there's a lot of flavor enhancers that are very low in calories, such as spices, such as dried Parmesan cheese. You just shake on a little bit, salt and pepper, habanero sauce. The great thing about habaneros is they're only hot in your mouth. They're not hot in your throat or your stomach or the next morning or your lips or your eyes. And get the hottest stuff you can find, and instead of putting 3 or 4 drops in your food, just put 2 drops. So it costs you less and it adds flavor. Another thing I'll do to add flavor is, let's say I get a bowl of ramen. I will take and get about 10 little slices of pepperoni, which adds about 60 calories, and I'll take a kitchen scissors and I'll cut them all in half. So I got 20 little pieces of pepperoni. I'll throw them into the ramen while it's cooking, and it releases the oils in there and flavors that ramen. It gives it a whole new flavor. So yeah, you don't want to get bored, because God knows we all love our ice cream, we all love pizza, we all love the real flavorful foods. But I mean, let's just think about it, and you guys chime in here. What are some things that you put on food to make it taste better, to give it more flavor? It's texture and flavor. Okay, so it's crunchy. Every now and then, if you're eating a diet, or you're on a diet, you just want something crunchy. Well, I got these, Quaker Oats rice cakes that are very inexpensive. They come like, oh gosh, 16 of them to a package. And they're anywhere from 30 to 50 calories each, depending on the flavor. They've got dill pickle flavored, which are delicious. They have caramel flavored, which are delicious. They have, what else? They've got plain, which, not so delicious. They've got white cheddar flavored, which are really good. I think those are 35 calories each. So you got your crunch, or just have, 12 or 13, corn chips or Doritos to get a little crunch. You want some crunch, you want something that satisfies that urge. And if you want something sweet, go Google, dark chocolate is healthy for you when eaten in moderation. What I like to do is keep a bag of dark chocolate morsels, like the little chocolate chips in the house. And let's say, 23 chips has 100 calories. I don't know exactly, but something like that. Count out 23 of them. And, and eat them 3 or 4 at a time, and that'll help your sweet tooth. I've got 100-calorie packs of Skinny Pop white cheddar popcorn that are really good. Things like that. So you want to mix up your diet. You want to find foods that are easy to prepare. One of my favorite things to do is I've got a George Foreman grill, which I absolutely love for weight loss. And I get chicken breasts from my local grocery store. My local grocery store is H-E-B. And I buy the thin ones. And I'll throw one on the George Foreman grill. It literally takes 2.5 minutes to cook. I pull it off there. It's not dried out or whatever. I get out the cutting board, and I'll chop those up into little bite-sized pieces. I can throw them in ramen, or I can put them in a small baggie with maybe 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And I'll shake that up and work it in to get the soy sauce evenly distributed, or I'll put 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce in there. And barbecue sauce is pretty high in calories, but when you just use 1 tablespoon, it's not bad. One of my favorite things I like to do is get a really big sweet onion and dice it all up and put it in a medium-sized cast iron skillet. And that onion probably has 40 or 50 calories at the most. And then I'll take and fry that up with just maybe 1 tablespoon of olive oil. That's 120 calories. Onions about 50. And then I'll take a small can of mushroom pieces. Once the onions get cooked, I'll put those mushroom pieces in there. And that's another 40 calories or so. So we're up to what? About 200 calories. And then I'll get about an 8-ounce chicken breast, which is 30 calories each. Add that in there, and then a little soy sauce, which has no calories. So you're looking at 340 calories. Wait a minute, that'd be 440 calories. And if you eat half of it, it makes a decent sized meal, and you've had 220 calories for a decent sized meal. And if you're allowing yourself 1,500 a day, that's great, and they're filling, and it's very flavorful. And let's say you don't want to do onion and mushrooms. Let's say sometimes I'll put in half a can of corn, and corn, not cream corn, but sweet corn, and it is of course higher in calories than some other vegetables. But your goal is 1,500 calories a day. Maybe I put some corn in there, maybe and some onion, or maybe I just chop up that cooked chicken and add it to a can of soup. Low-cal soup. But there's all sorts of ways to get creative and go fast. And I'll tell you, the 3 kitchen gadgets to get if you really want to lose weight are: number 1 is a George Foreman grill. Number 2 is an egg steamer, and I just did a short on the egg steamer. So, egg steamers are just amazing. You steam 7 eggs at a time, takes about 12 minutes. You can get them on Amazon. They're $15, cheaper than sin. And you make 7 eggs in 10 to 12 minutes. You can cut up a hard-boiled egg. It's 70 calories for a hard-boiled egg, for God's sake. You cut them up and put them in salads. If for a snack, I'll just grab 2 of them and eat them with just a little bit of salt. That's 140 calories. And maybe a bag of nuts, Great snack. So George Foreman grill. George Foreman grill's $35 US. The egg steamer is $15 on Amazon. And the George Foreman grill is $35 on Amazon as well. And then the third thing is a vegetable steamer basket. I don't know if you've seen them, but they kind of expand. They bloom out like a flower, and you stick them into a big pot, and they've got 3 legs on them, and they're all full of holes, kind of like it's like an adjustable size colander. And so, you put a cup or 2 of water into let's say a 4-quart pot, and then you put your steamer basket down there. And what it does, it keeps the vegetables out of the boiling water. And you get your water up to a boil, and you set that basket in there, or you put the basket in beforehand, and then dump a bag of broccoli in there. And it'll steam in just, a handful of minutes, 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes at the most, I don't know. and then pull that stuff out and then season it up with some seasoning, some salt, or some lemon juice. Man, it tastes really good. You do not want to use creamy stuff or salad dressings or cheese or anything. That's you just throwing all your calories back. So Nicholas says he likes Cajun seasoning. Cajun seasoning is great. I've got some of that. I've got some of the Slapio Mama seasoning mix, which is also, I guess, kind of a Cajun or a Southern style seasoning. That stuff's really good, and it adds flavor. Chesapeake Bay or Old Bay seasoning. I think it was called Chesapeake Bay seasoning at one time, but Old Bay seasoning, very good. It just a little bit will add a lot of flavor and keeps you from getting bored on a diet. And don't think all dry seasonings are clean. Most have sugar added, like taco seasoning. Now, yes, Nick, you're correct to be careful about sugars, but taco seasoning, proper taco seasoning, will not have sugars in it. If there is, there's something wrong. But only reason I know that is I worked for a company and we made taco seasoning, and I launched a couple varieties of those. But there's very little in that, unless it's some sort of seasoning that I'm just not aware of. You could very well be right, but the ones that I'm familiar with don't have many calories at all. Yeah, I mean, if you get barbecue sauces or anything with a sweet tang to it, you damn well know it's got sugar in it. And I'll tell you, when you're not eating any sugar whatsoever in your diet, your body after a while would just get happy. You know, if you cut out sugar, and any chemical that ends in an OL is sugar, alcohol, xylitol, sorbitol, anything with an OL is a sugar. And you cut all those out, your body is just going to be very happy. And it makes it's good for your metabolism to cut those out, and it also will help you lose weight a lot quicker, and you won't be drunk if it's alcohol. If that's your OL. I like pickled eggs. Some companies use way too much sugar, though. You know, I've never had pickled eggs. I've never tried them. I may want to try one sometime. You know, maybe there's a good home recipe to make them. I've seen people make them on YouTube. Do you make those homemade, Nick? Or it says some companies use way too much sugar, though. Do you buy them like at a convenience store or grocery store, or do you make them yourself? It ought to be pretty easy, I would think, to Google. That's the beauty. You know, back before Google was around 20 years ago, it was so much more difficult to diet. And now, I keep looking over here because I have my iPad over here. But now that Google is around in search engines, you can find anything, and dieting becomes a lot simpler. It just becomes a lot easier to diet. So you get them from the gas station. Well, Lord knows what do you get, like 2 deviled eggs in a pack? Or tell me how many deviled eggs you get in a pack, and what do they cost for a pack of 2? I would like not deviled eggs, pickled eggs. I'm curious as to what they pickle, and I'm sure is it pickle juice or pickle brine or I'm wondering, is it just vinegar? What do they? You know, vinegar is healthy. Vinegar is extremely healthy, low calorie. The only problem is I'm just not really a big fan of vinegar. I've got sensitive taste buds, for lack of a better word. Beet juice. Well, beet juice is healthy as can be. So interesting. I may have to check into that. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down. Pickled eggs, and I'm gonna Google the nutritionals. I tell you what, Nick or Peter, if you're handy, why don't you Google the nutritional content of pickled eggs and let us know what they've got in them. That sounds like a great idea. I may eat one and hate it, but I've never tried them. And I can only imagine a gas station would charge you probably $3.99 for 2 eggs. Whereas, if you buy eggs, you're paying about 30 cents a piece for them. And, beet juice, I don't have a lot of beet juice laying around, but, I gotta try that actually. So the next thing I'm going to turn to here is basically, how to lose weight. I'm going to kind of go through the basic steps of losing weight. And I would like you guys who are on screen. It says there's 4 watching, which means there's one other person on here besides the 2 moderators and myself. Say something if you're there. So how to set how to lose weight. The first thing you got to do is set goals and have a plan. You got to know why you're losing weight, for what purpose, how much you want to lose, and how quick you want to lose it. And that's really going to tell you how many calories you need to eat a day. And then, once you know your daily calorie target, you can start planning what you're going to eat. And speaking of that, I've been talking a while, so I'm going to pop open a Diet Coke. And I know diet sodas aren't the healthiest, but they're a lot healthier than full sugared sodas. They're not as healthy as water, but what the heck, one step at a time. Plus Coca-Cola is another company I used to work for, so I like that action. So set your goals and have a plan. Know why you want to lose weight. Know how much weight you're going to lose. Know how many calories you can eat a day. Second thing is you got to limit that calorie intake. Okay, and remember, losing weight is 80% what you eat and 20% what you do. And by what you do, I mean exercise and things like that. So you want to count all your calories. And let me tell you where the kiss of death comes. I know so many people that have said, "Oh, I only eat 1,500 calories a day." Well, they had a salad, and the salad only had 300 calories, but then they put 3 tablespoons of creamy ranch dressing on it, and the ranch dressing has 100 calories a tablespoon. They forget to count it, but that's 300 more calories. Okay? Okay, so I look up online and I see, let's say I want to have a handful of cashew nuts, and let's say, okay, 13 cashew nuts has 100 calories, and I just reach in and grab a handful. It's a rounding error. Who cares? Well, instead of 13, you might get 26. So there's another 100 calories. So we got 300 calories of dressing. We got 100 calories of extra nuts. Let's say you have a sandwich and you want to put some ketchup on it. Okay, well, one little packet of ketchup has about 15 to 20 calories in it. 10 to 20 anyhow. So let's say you put 2 or 3 packets of ketchup on something. You could be up to 60 calories. Now, if you put, like I'm doing, hummus on there, it's a lot less. And mustard has very, very few calories. So you could put a little seasoning on a burger, if you're going to have burger or a chicken cutlet or chicken fillet or chicken breast. Hello, viewer number 5. Viewer number 5, please subscribe. You'd really make my day. And we're a brand new channel. We're just starting out. This is the first ever live stream. You would make my day if you would subscribe. So you got to count everything. You got to count that salad dressing. You got to count that mayonnaise. You got to, I'm just going to reach up here and get 3 or 4 tortilla chips. Well, but I'm going to forget to count those. And so there's another 50 calories. Here's the one. I'm gonna eat 8 ounces of chicken, and then you pull out a chicken breast and you throw it on there, and it happens to be 9 ounces, but you calculate it up at 8 ounces, and there's 30 extra calories. Me, I drink coffee every morning, and I put 2 tablespoons of non-dairy creamer in my cup of coffee. I used to put in 4, so I've really cut down. But it is about 20 to 25 calories a tablespoon. That's 50. So coffee in and of itself doesn't have any calories. But now all of a sudden you put 50 calories of non-dairy cream in there, and we got 50. So let's look at our day. We put salad dressing on our salad, which we didn't count. We got 100 more calories in nuts. We got 60 calories of whatever, 50 calories more of this, 30 of that, and 50 of that. And then let's say I have a sandwich and, those Swiss cheese are small. I put 1 on. Let's put another one on. That's another 80 calories. So those little things, rounding up and not counting everything, You know, I'm going to get, okay, let's say a cup of this has whatever, 100 calories, or a tablespoon. And instead of a flat tablespoon, you got it all piled up. Well, a piled up tablespoon is twice as much as a regular tablespoon. And you see where I'm going. You know, you're not counting everything. So let's just add up the calories we had on a few of those simple examples, which a lot of people just don't count. And keep in mind, you got 1,500 calories that you're targeting. So we had 80, we had 300, we had 480, 540, 620, 670 calories that we didn't count. Okay, well, now let's substitute that for food. I can eat a pretty big salad with balsamic vinegar dressing or vinaigrette dressing on it for 670 calories. I mean, huge, like a pound of salad. I mean, more than that even. I can eat, you know, a double meat McDonald's burger has 350 calories. I can almost eat 2 double meat McDonald's hamburgers for the amount of calories that I didn't count. So you see where I'm going with this. You know, with 670 extra calories, I could eat 13 rice cakes. I could eat 7 packs of cashews. I could eat, my God, I could eat 20 ounces of grilled chicken for 670 calories. That will kill you on a diet. You know, people fudge like that, and then they can't figure out, oh, I've been dieting for a whole month, and I can't lose weight. Or, you know, you'll just be at break even, and then, you know, oh, I'm just going to have ice cream one day. And, instead of having one scoop, which is okay, someone will just load up the bowl and go, oh, it's one cheat day. But little do they realize they've just eaten 1,500 calories. That's a whole day's worth of food in one bowl in one sitting. That'll kill you. So count all your calories. The next thing that I get a little white erase board that I put, hey, watcher number 5, viewer number 5, give me a like. I think I have, how many likes do I have? How many likes? We got 6 or 7, something like that. Let's, you know, if you're watching on a cell phone, all you got to do is double tap your screen and I'll get a like. Let's see if we can't get that 6 up there. So what I do, I tend to forget the calories. It's not that I cheat. It's just, damn, what did I have for breakfast again? Did I, because I'm eating lots of low calorie things, so I can have a lot of things, and I'll forget them. So what I have is a little dry erase board. It's about 10 by 12 inches, and it's got magnets on it. I've got it on the freezer portion of my refrigerator. And so I stick that up there, and every time I eat something, I put the calorie count. And if I don't know the calories, you just get on your cell phone and Google it, or ask Siri, or ask Alexa, or ask whoever. And, you're going to have that information at your fingertips. So write it down, and then keep a total of everything. Vitamins, you eat gummy vitamins. Those things have 30, 40 calories each gummy. If you take a big multivitamin, that multivitamin is going to have 10 or 15 calories in it. So really important to count everything. Then also to limit your food intake, very important, get yourself a digital scale, a digital food scale that measures in both ounces and grams. Those are brilliant because you know exactly, you don't have to guess. Well, I think this chicken breast is 8 ounces. It may be only 6 ounces, it may be 10 ounces. You don't want to eat too much. You don't want to shortchange yourself. So really important to count everything and to keep track of it, etc. The next thing, you gotta have a scale. You gotta have a scale to track your weight loss. I mean, I got a friend. He's a knucklehead. I mean, God bless him. He's a nice guy, but he doesn't ever watch his weight. He just, well, I know how loose my belt gets. Well, duh. What is it? 30 pounds a notch? You have no idea if you've lost weight or not, and you don't get that feedback. And one of the things that's important to keep dieting is to have those little successes, which brings up the question, how often should you weigh yourself? We'll make a note of that here. We'll talk about that in a minute. How often weigh yourself? Okay, it's different for everybody. Okay, so get yourself a body weight scale, a bathroom scale. I don't know what they call them in the UK, a loo scale. Um, but ideally, get one that goes at least to 2/10 of a pound, and even better, 1/10 of a pound, and one that shows BMI or body mass index. So, oftentimes when you put on muscle and you take off fat, you can actually be losing fat and getting much healthier, but will actually gain weight. And the way to tell that you're losing fat or that you're getting healthy is to watch your BMI. That's your body something index. I forget what it stands for, but basically, if you're over 30%, you're obese. That means you're fat. If you're under, they've got like normal, overweight, anorexic, whatever the scales are. But I think when I started out, I was around 34%. I'm down to like 31.9 now. And I might have been higher than that actually. And I'm, losing 22 pounds. So I'd really like to get down to around, gosh, in the low 20s in the next, gosh, maybe the high teens in the next few months. That would be great. That really help you be healthy. And okay, so with the scale, I like to weigh myself every single day. And you say, well, that's kind of defeating. You're going to have good news and bad news. Well, yes and no. There's some people whose weight goes up and down and up and down and up and down, and they, all they want to do is weigh themselves once a week or once a month, which, I guess if that's what works for you, that's fine. I want to know on a daily basis, what did the food that I ate the day before, how did that affect me? Did I drink enough water? Did I eat too much sodium? If you eat a lot of salt one day, you can eat no more food, and the next day you'll retain a quart of water. You'll gain 2 or 3 pounds just from eating. You won't gain it. You just won't shed that water weight. Going to the restroom, the bathroom, and so you will. You'll go, "Oh, gosh, why am I not losing weight?" Well, you're losing fat, but you don't know it because you're so full of water with the sodium. So I like to every day weigh myself, and then I will write down how many tenths of a pound. I keep track of what I weigh now, what I weighed then, and how much I lost. And so I keep a journal of everything I eat, the calories, and what I weigh each day. And I find it's extremely helpful. And I get motivated, man. When I wake up and I weigh 2/10 or 4/10 or half a pound more or less than I did the day before, man, I get really excited about that. So those little victories, they keep me going. So that's really a personal thing, but you need a digital scale so that you know where you're at. Okay, eat healthy. Not only, you wouldn't want to just eat 1,500 calories of mayonnaise or 1,500 calories of sugar, or sit down and eat a half a bag of flour, something stupid, or just 1,500 calories of pizza. So don't eat any added sugars, minimal added fats. Some, fats are healthy for you in small quantities. No alcohol, no sugar sodas, ideally no artificially flavored sodas either. You want to maximize fruits, vegetables, and lean meats. One of the healthiest, and I'm sure Nick knows this, one of the healthiest things you can eat is venison. It's super dense in vitamins and minerals and iron, earth minerals, and very low in fat, very lean. It's one of the healthiest meats you can put on your body is deer venison, or often wild game. And I say deer because it's a managed herd in the U.S. It's a renewable resource, and there's plenty of deer out there. So if you can affordably shoot a deer, let me tell you, and eat venison, what a healthy part of your diet. Less fat, less calories than chicken, more protein than chicken, more minerals than chicken or beef or fish. It's the healthiest way to go if you've got it available. You want to eat a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables, and you want to eliminate all but very low-fat dairy. So if you want to drink skim milk, great, but don't be eating full-fat cheeses and whole milk. I mean, at the very least, I would go for 2% or 1%. Skim, I think, is 0.5%, but Do the lowest fat you can stand, and be sure and count the calories. In all the beverages you drink. Thank goodness Diet Coke has nothing. Most tea has nothing, but you really need to count those. So have a diet you can stick with. That's point number 4 here. It's got to be a diet with variety. It's got to be a diet with texture, crunchy stuff, different mouthfeels, flavor enhancers. Have your spices, have your vinegar, have your soy sauce, have your onion, have your garlic, red pepper flakes, everything that can add some flavor with minimal calories. Mustard is great, but be careful. Mayonnaise, bad. Ketchup, bad. Salad dressing, bad. Anything that's got added sugar, you can have it, but you got to count it towards your 1,500 and you're going to go to bed hungry. Yuck. Don't like that. So the reason people get off their diets is for a couple of things. They're not losing weight, they're cheating too much, or they're not counting all their calories. They go, I've been sacrificing, I haven't lost crap. And so they bail, they bail from the diet. The other thing is it gets boring. There's not enough variety. So you want to make sure to get that variety. The next thing is it's too expensive. Oh, I'm on Jenny Craig, or I'm on this, or I'm on that. Well, you're paying a couple $100 a week for food. That can be ridiculous. I'm on a diet right now, all in. I probably spend, and I'm not making anything from scratch. This is all store-bought stuff. Some stuff I guess I'm making from scratch, but I'm probably spending $12 a day. Okay, so 7 days a week. I'm probably spending $84 a day for food. It used to be before COVID about 55 or 60, but let's say it's $84 a day. Jenny Craig or Factor or something like that. I think Jenny Craig was like $220 a week. I'm saving like $140 a week. That's a buttload of money, people. Buttload of money. So people will bail out if it gets too expensive. The next thing is you want it to be simple, easy to prepare. You don't want some recipe with 30 steps. It may be the best thing you ever made in your life, but my God, you're going to get worn out just making the thing and dirty up half the kitchen. So it's cool if you enjoy doing that, and to do some really complicated recipe maybe once a week. If you do it, make about 10 servings or as many servings as you can keep in the fridge without it going bad or freezing it, and then you can continue to enjoy it. But if your diet gets too boring, too expensive, too complicated, you're going to bail on it, and if you don't show any results, it's just human nature. So the next thing is to be a successful dieter on weight loss is to avoid temptation. If you're hungry and someone says, hey, me and the guys and I, we're going to go out to so-and-so restaurant. And you say to yourself, I'll just go and have tea. Okay, cool. Well, you show up, you haven't eaten lunch, and now you're starving. And down in Texas, we've got chips and salsa, man. And chips and salsa, everybody loves chips and salsa. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to cheat and have 10 or 15 chips, just a little salsa. Well, salsa's got sugar in it, and, you eat 15 chips with salsa, you're probably looking at 200 calories, okay? And then all of a sudden, let me have a light beer with that. So boom, there's another 80 calories or 100 calories. And then, we're there another hour, and gosh, I'm hungry, and I eat 20 more chips. I've just had some chips, you lose count. And you roll out of there with, 800 or 900 calories or 700 or 800 calories. So what do? First off, avoid places that you're going to cheat. Just avoid them. Until you get a toehold into your weight loss and you start getting excited about losing weight, I'd bail on all that stuff. But if you are going to go, make sure you eat your food at home that's low calorie and get full before you go. Drink a big glass of water before you go. When you get to the restaurant, one of the things I like to do is I'll find the absolute lowest calorie thing on the menu. Maybe it's a dish of whole beans, black beans, or Or maybe it's, you certainly don't want to eat the bread. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, the free bread, I'll just have a piece of. Bread is so ungodly high in calories. And you put a little olive oil on it, oh my God, it's even higher in calories. So, try not to go first. If you got to go, eat beforehand. Uh, I'll get a glass of water and squeeze some lemons in it, and maybe put half a package of Sweet and Low or a package of the blue stuff equal the aspartame in there, and I got no calories, and that helps me, gives me something to do. I can sip at it. It keeps me full, and I won't eat. So a lot of little tips to avoid. My biggest weakness is free food. Man, if I go to some place that has free food, oh my God, I'm in trouble, because I always think, it's free, I gotta eat it, and then boom, you destroyed your diet for a week. When you start dieting, if you got a bunch of crap in your house, get rid of it, or let your kids eat it, or let your wife eat it, or give it to the neighbor, give it to the dog, throw it away. One of the worst things I know, people say, well, I'll go on a diet once I finish all this crap. Okay, so you gain 5 pounds eating all the trash in the house, and then it takes you, if it takes you 2 weeks to lose 5 pounds, you're just 2 weeks slower getting started on your diet. It's crazy. But a lot of people don't do that. I've been guilty of that as well. Find others to hold you accountable. Start a YouTube channel like I did, so where you go on live and people know what you're doing and they support you. Or if they don't hear from you, know that you've lost weight, they're a little bit disappointed. You hold yourself accountable to people. Tell your friends. If you're a member, if you've got Facebook or Instagram, put something up that says, "Hey, I'm losing this many pounds, and people are so proud of you and everything." You don't want to let others down. Tell everybody that you're on a diet. Don't keep it a secret. Don't keep it a secret. And when you do lose weight, tell people. Let them celebrate with you. Oh my God, Tripp, you're looking good. Or, hey man, I've lost 20 pounds in the last 2 months. Wow. It makes you feel good about yourself, And human beings, we love compliments. It's just human nature. Everyone likes to be appreciated. Appreciate yourself and get others to appreciate you too, because really what you're doing dieting, it's hard work. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And you do got to make sacrifices. Raise your metabolism. And there's a number of ways to raise your metabolism, but you want to eat protein every meal. High protein, low calories. That's chicken, that's fish. You want to eat nutrients-dense foods, a lot of vegetables, things like that. Those will help raise your metabolism. You want to do some exercise. You want to get plenty of sleep. The more water you drink, it helps you raise your metabolism because your kidneys are more active. Metabolism just means fat burning. The better your kidneys are working, the more fat you're going to burn. Also, one muscle cell will burn 3 times to 5 times as many calories as one cell of fat. So if, what you do when you let's say that I'm getting rid of a lot of fat. You're not getting rid of fat cells. You're getting rid of the fat in the fat cell. So, let's say a fat cell is this big on a scale. It's not really that big, but you shrink that fat cell down. You still have the same amount of fat cells in your body versus muscle cells. But now you're building the size of you can add muscle cells, okay? And you can add, have the size of your muscle cell get bigger. So I think you can add muscle cells, maybe not. But anyhow, muscle mass burns 3 to 5 times more calorie than fat mass. So if you can get rid of 10 pounds of fat and replace it with 10 pounds of muscle, man, that's a force multiplier if I've ever heard one. And then keep moving. Walk. See the little Fitbit there? Walk. Keep records. Chart your weight every day. I chart my blood pressure. My blood pressure's come down about 15 points off the top and 10 off the bottom since I started this. And, I feel a lot better because of that. Keep track of your BMI, keep track of your weight, keep track of your blood pressure. You don't have to if you're young, but anytime you have a score, your pants size, your shirt size, things like that. The only size that's going to go up is your hat size when you when you get so proud of yourself and start feeling that you're the biggest, baddest dude on the block when you're nice and skinny. So that's really it as far as losing weight, the basics and what to do and whatnot. I see we've just got 3 people on here now, so we should probably be getting off. We've been live for about an hour and 20 minutes. So check in and say hi, Nick, and check in and say hi, Peter. You still there? Or anybody else is on? You want to say hi? Give me a hello before we bail. It says on taco seasoning. I'm sorry, I used to be a carnivore. About half of the store bought seasoning has sugar in it. Okay, but it's not much on a normal diet. It's not enough to be a problem. Okay, well that's cool. So Nick, okay, here mate, he's there. How about Nick? You still around? You still around? He's here. Okay, well I had hoped we'd get more people on this, but so be it. We did have a couple of people pop in. I don't know that anybody subscribed, but we'll keep pounding away at this. And just for everybody out there, I started, I weighed 250. And I think I may have live streams for weigh-ins, keep y'all in suspense. Right now, I think this morning I weighed 227.8 or something. So down 22.2, or maybe it was 0.6, 22.4, but we'll do these on a regular basis, and you can keep up to date where I'm at. So remember that I'm down 22 and change. If I come back a week from now, I want you guys to challenge me. I want you guys to go, Tripp, how much did you lose? I want to know how much you lost. And I want to feel the heat. I want to be winning not only for myself, but for you guys. A little teamwork here. And Nick, man, you are the star, Nicholas Green of Nicholas Green Outdoors. He's lost 130 pounds in the last weight. And I think maybe we'll have a panel, and I'll have Nick on here, and we'll get him to kind of give testimony as to how he did it and what made him want to lose weight and the benefits that he's seen, or any disadvantages that he's experienced from the weight. So we'll have him on. We'll do a few exciting things on the channel, but the purpose of this channel is to motivate other people to lose weight, to motivate me, and to educate you guys on how to be successful at losing weight. Because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people overweight that try to blow it off. Oh, I'm fit fat, or I don't care what people think. That's BS. There's not a single obese person out there who's happy with being obese. There just isn't. If anybody out there could wave a magic wand and lose X amount of pounds and be their healthy weight, if you had some weirdo or some insane person or some sadist or some liar, yeah, they might tell you no. But no normal person is going to say they're happy being fat. They're happy being overweight. Let's help find that magic wand and get that weight off you. Even, let's say me, 250, getting down to 185. Even if I never make 185, if I just get halfway there, I've improved the quality of my life so much. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really hoping I get to my goal, though. That is the goal. Well, all right, folks. I've kept you long enough. We've been on here about an hour and 23 minutes. I want to give big thanks to my moderators, Nicholas Green Outdoor and Discovering Thailand, Nick and Peter. And we'll say goodbye for now. And we'll be back soon with another live stream. I hope you can join us. I hope there will be more people that find us. Going to work my butt off to grow this channel, and certainly hope that you'll give me a little help. I really appreciate it. So until then, this is Tripp with Weight Loss Wins. Good luck with your weight loss, with your weight loss journey, and your traveling the road to better, healthier life. So y'all take care, and we will talk with you later. I am out of here.